Welcome to Shelor Select. The whole system will be ready in a few minutes. Take your seat and enjoy.
Alright, hey, what's going on, everybody? I'm here by myself this time. Chris Shelor. If those just checking in maybe for the first episode or whatever. But trying something new this week. I've seen a lot of other different podcasters do a solo podcast. Theo Vaughn, Bill Burr does one. I'm sure a couple other ones do too as well. But yeah, just thought I would try something different this time. So if it goes poorly, who knows? If it goes really well, we might see it in future episodes. Just randomly. I don't think I want to plan on doing this for a everyday type or every week episode going solo dolo, but maybe every once in a while here or there. Why not? We'll give it a go. So I'm sitting here drinking my brand of whiskey, some Buffalo Trace. Had me a shot or two, and I don't know. I think I was listening to another podcast during the week, and this is what sparked this idea. So again, here we go. It might be a lot of ranting, a lot of rambling. I don't know. We'll see. But I don't know. It just had me thinking that I read a book. I read this in a book a while back called The War of Art by Stephen Pressfield. And if y'all don't know who that is, he's an author, and he does a lot of different books. I just read one last month called The Warrior Ethos. It's a tricky word. But just talking about Spartans and Greek warriors and just how it was kind of based on the 300 movies, what it felt like when I was reading it, but just how, Spartan warriors grew up and what their principles and ethics were. And but in this book, The War of Art, it's a very easy read. You can get it done in probably 2 or 3 hours. Hey, stop chewing on that. Hey! But he's just talking about basically if you're wanting to do something and try something, you just got to sit down in front of so for example, for a writer, if you're trying or struggling writer, which obviously I'm not, never will be, but you just, to get better at it, you sit down and you just start writing. And even though, the first few words kind of suck and the first hour, whatever you're writing is just trash and it's not going anywhere, but he calls it a muse, and it starts to take over you, and that helps to actually start putting stuff down on the paper. Probably the first few little bit will be dog shit, but eventually, though, you keep doing it and you keep doing it, and something comes out of it. And so if you keep doing it for so long, eventually, you'll have something that you can use, and that's worth hopefully sharing to the world. I guess that would be a matter of opinion. But it just seems basically just do the work and, just don't do nothing. You got to do something, right? I mean, that's in almost everything of life. You do nothing, you'll get the same results that you've always have had. But if you actually do something, then shit starts to change. It seems like could be worse in the beginning. Could be it could be like a stock. It takes off in the beginning, and then all of a sudden it levels off and then drops a little bit. Then you hit up some hills and ups and downs, and then it keeps going further down. And who knows? All of a sudden it might just go crazy, and just start, make something out of nothing. What do they say? Pressure makes diamonds, baby. Again, there's probably a lot of ranting and rambling going on here, and I'm probably not even sure where I'm really going with most of these statements. But I just wanted to sit down and actually just try a solo podcast and to see what happens. And also, if you're feeling it, you're not liking it, got a new email, sheelerfever@gmail.com, write in. I was thinking maybe if this starts taking off a little bit more, answering questions from Twitter or some emails and that you might have or one might have, and add this part of the show. But I don't know. I mean, that's something maybe later down the road. The scene where we come up, and I know I just got off topic from what I was just talking about, but it was also, you gotta do something. You gotta work at it. You just gotta, if you want it to be good, you gotta keep doing something. You just can't. It's like CrossFit for me. I mean, I was actually kind of fortunate enough to where when I began, I was able to do most of the movements, and I mean, not well, but I was ever since I was little, I could always walk on my hands for whatever reason. I don't know. I guess I was a hyperactive kid, and sorry, the phone went off. I need to turn that off. A hyperactive kid, and just kept doing flips and shit and all that stuff when I was little. And Mom did actually put me in a gymnastics class, and growing up where I did, I mean, there was basically it wasn't. I mean, if you call it gymnastics, all we did was, it seems like teacher just pulled out some mats and we just went and tumbled around, and I didn't really learn nothing. I don't think I even did it for very long, to be honest with you. Maybe a month or so. Then I just quit. But it was also one of those things, having to get your parents to drive you 30 minutes just to go to that class. Hold on, Rocky. You stupid ball! Gosh. So yeah, but again, I've been doing it for the past 7 or 8 years now, and I've come a long way. I'm not trying to toot my own horn or put myself on a pedestal, but you start to see all the work that you've put into it and what you're getting back out of it. Yeah, and for a lot of times you don't see it, and there's a lot of bad training days and other bad days, and other days you have good days. For example, this past few weeks I felt, my training's been off and something's been lacking, and I don't know, my shoulder's been bothering me, and I don't know if it's me just thinking that, or if it's in my head, or what exactly is going on. But what I was trying to say with that was, yeah, I mean, I thought, I was on a downhill slide there for a minute, and especially when I registered for the Open this year, they put me in the 35 age division, in which I won't be 35 until June, but that kind of played with in my head. It was like, damn, this is real. I'm basically, another new division. This is master status almost. I got to get something to drink. This is master's division status now. It's like, man, what is going on? When did I get here? I didn't realize this had flown by that fast. But yeah, where I was going with that, yeah, I thought my training's been down. I just didn't feel right during workouts all week in the past few weeks, and I don't know. Again, it could have been in my head, but then Friday night we did that open workout, 21.1. I did better than I expected. Way better than I expected. Especially when it was going to be an entirely all shoulder workout. I didn't think, like as I've been saying, I thought my shoulders were done, especially my left one, and having to do this, I thought, great. There it is. This is the night I tear it, or tear something in it, or whatever I got to do. You got your ball? You want me to throw your ball? Sorry. Yeah, and I came out okay. I didn't finish it by any means, but I surprised myself. So I think it's what I'm just trying to say. You got to put in the fucking work. You don't do the work, you don't get no results. And it goes along with, I'm an enemy of nutrition, and I've tried a few different things, and a lot of people, it seems a lot, that's all I've been hearing lately is, oh, what should I eat? How should I get better? What do you eat? What do you do? And I don't know. I mean, I've had one good program I followed 3 or 4 years ago, and it helped a whole lot for me called Renaissance periodization, and yeah, I leaned out. I think I did it for 6, 8 weeks. I don't remember how long I did it, but it was almost you're on a calorie deficit for those times, and yeah, you're eating and you're not starving, but it's not obviously how I would want to live all the time, but it also taught me a lot as far as diet and nutrition, as far as portions and all your macronutrients and good carbs versus bad carbs, and I think I just took pearls and gems and just try to make it work as best as with my lifestyle as I could. And I think this is what you guys gotta fucking do. Is just there's no magic formula to any of this shit. It's really just finding out what works for you. I mean, just because it works for said person doesn't mean it's going to work for another person. I mean, it seems like everyone's genetic makeup is just completely different. I mean, I guess what I'm trying to say is that, people eat bacon sandwiches. I guess they eat bacon sandwiches and smoke cigarettes, and they're probably, and some people can just do that their whole life and they'll live to 94, 95 years old or something. And then there's some people who can't do that, and they're just or who try to eat clean and exercise and do everything that's supposedly what you have to do for yourself in every correct way, and it doesn't work out. You either get some random disease that knocks you out, or your heart tickers out. It's just all genetic makeup, and I don't know where I'm going with this either, but you just got to find what works for you and what makes yourself happy, and and I guess stress is the roots of all evil. I mean, I've seen so many people who seem to be stressed out to the max, and it's just not a good look. It's just, you can tell it's unhealthy, and I think it's cortisol that is released every time you feel stressed to the max, and I mean that shit just plays more harm on your body than anything else, in my opinion. I mean, I don't know how much I should say of this, but I was talking to somebody the other day, and this was probably a couple weeks ago, wasn't the other day. The other day, what the fuck does that mean anyway when somebody says the other day? Sometimes when I start talking on this podcast, I start, if I pick up a line or say something that I haven't said in a long time, it's where did that fucking come from? Or why did my brain decide to choose that word? But, yeah, I don't know. Just random little quips like that just make you wonder how that got invented. That could be this how it got invented right there. Somebody just said something stupid and random, and it just stuck. But, okay, so what I was going with that, see? So I was telling y'all there's going to be some side tangents and some rants, and here the dogs are starting to fight now. But, he was talking about mental stress and how he was just walking, and it was randomly, he didn't even remember walking to point A to point B. I don't want to say too much so nobody knows what I'm saying here, but I was like, damn. And it's almost, you seen those videos? You ever think about this? You ever driving down the fucking road, and I don't know if your mind just blanks out or your subconscious just takes over and you're driving, and then out of nowhere at a stoplight, or you get to wherever, kind of closer to where your destination is, and you just kind of wake up and you come to and you're like, whoa. How did I fucking get here? It's like, was that like red or green that I went through? It's really weird, and it's odd that, it's your subconscious, just you drive the same routes so often that every day, your body just becomes, I don't know what I'm trying to say, is it just becomes a flow to you, and it's just a normal thing, and you can do it without almost being conscientious of you knowing what you're doing. And yeah, I mean, I know I've done it, just like, whoa. I'm just thinking to yourself, what the fuck just happened? Yeah, I don't know where I want to go with this now, but anyway, the time goes forward tonight. Spring forward, fall back. Dumb. Well, I don't know. If you want to tell me what your opinion of daylight savings is, I don't guess I really have a stance on it. I can take it or leave it. I think Ben Franklin, didn't he invent it? Could be wrong here. I got a laptop right here in front of me. Daylight. Who invented? I'm pretty sure Ben Franklin did it. Who invented daylight savings time? Oh. 1895, George Hudson, an entomologist from New Zealand, came up with the modern concept of daylight saving time. Hey! He purposed a 2-hour time shift so he'd have more after work hours of sunshine to go bug hunting in the summer. That sounds false to me. NationalGeographic.com to 2019. Because if you've seen the movie, of course, not Independence Day. Also good movie, Will Smith. National Treasure. I thought they said in that movie it was Ben Franklin, but of course, how much can you believe about what's in movies? Especially, based on true events, and 20% of it was actually in the movie that was true. All right, hold on. People also asked, did Ben Franklin invent daylight savings time? Give me a little sip here. Daylight savings time is one thing that Franklin did not invent. He merely suggested Parisians change their sleep, for those who read, change their sleep schedules to save money on candles and lamp oil. The common misconception comes from a satirical essay he wrote in the spring of 1784 that was published in the Journal de Paris. Paris. All right, well, there's two sources right there, nationalgeographic.com and fi.edu. Where the hell is that? The Franklin Institute. Oh. Well, I guess if they published it, that would make sense. But yeah, I think they said it, and I thought it was something for children getting, they didn't have buses back then. So, okay. Just scratch that all completely. Yeah, but again, we have it, and I think there's some states that don't have it. I think Arizona doesn't follow it. Which, how does that fucking work? Let me see here. States that don't follow daylight savings time. All states but Hawaii and Arizona observe daylight savings time. The territories of American Samoa, Guam, and Northern Mariana Islands, Puerto Rico, and the U.S. Virgin Islands do not observe daylight savings time. Okay. From ncls.org. I don't know what that is, ncls.org. National Conference of State Legislatures. Well, all right, so Arizona would be on Pacific Standard Time. So if they're on Pacific Standard Time, following California, Oregon, Washington, Nevada, Las Vegas. It's not a state, obviously. And we were going to spring forward tonight. So how come, wouldn't that make every other state's clocks off? If Arizona's just the same? See, this is where I need somebody to help me pick up on that and give me some way in on this for me. That's interesting to me. Because, as far as sporting events and choices, if you just roll it into Arizona right now, because all of our times usually, that's not what I'm trying to say. Automatically, our phones update to the new time. I guess computers do. Pretty much everything except the fucking microwave. It doesn't. Thing just blinks. My car doesn't either. Have to go reset that. First world problems. Press the button to put your hour up an hour. Put your time up an hour. That's what I'm trying to say. But yeah. So I'm just wondering if you just rolled into Arizona right now. then rolled out of Arizona. How would your time work on your phone? You see, this is what I'm talking about. The stuff like that. Does that just make you wonder? Huh. Interesting. Yeah, then you go into Central and Eastern Standard Time, and I think so. Eastern Standard Time, so it's roughly 8:50. What am I looking at right here? 8:50 right here. So it would be 5:50 in California. So does that mean it's 6:50 or 4:50 in Arizona right now? Oh, I bet you. I wonder if every time changes, it somehow goes back into sync with the rest of the world. You know what? Hey, I'm sitting here rambling, and I have a Google box in front of me. Is Arizona time different than California came up? TripSavvy.com has this to say: because neither Hawaii or Arizona observe daylight savings time, Arizona is always 3 hours ahead of Hawaii. Wasn't every other state then ahead of Hawaii? Arizona's local time is the same as California, Nevada, Oregon, and Washington, all of which are UTC 7. See, then you go on here. Here's another. The center of Arizona is 1 hour ahead of California. Please note, Arizona may span multiple time zones. We are using the American Phoenix time zone. So they have their own time zone. Is that what I'm seeing here? This is coming from TripSavvy.com. This is something I shouldn't be looking at right now, but this is something to talk about later, or think about later when I get bored again and need to Google something. Speaking of Google, a lot of people still use Google. Does anybody think Google's kind of going off the rails here? Obviously, listened to Joe Rogan the other day. Y'all know me and my man Joe. But he was talking about how he was looking up an article and Google suppressed it or hid it. I forgot what's article, but I think it was something to do with the vaccine and how it made a doctor in Florida. He either passed from it or almost passed from it. Something along those lines. I don't exactly remember. But anyway, what I was getting at is that he's started using a different browser called DuckDuckGo, and it doesn't hide any articles. So whatever you type, I guess depending on the source and depending on how many hits your website has gotten, it showed it the first thing. But when he went to Google and did this, it randomly just... Not randomly, God. See, I'm such an idiot. Stupid! Deadpool quote. Yeah, Google would hide it. I guess, it's just part of the stuff they don't want you to see. I mean, who's monitoring that? That you type in something and just because it was said this article that, hey, we can't allow people to see this just because it's going to have a negative influence on you. I mean, who are they to judge who has a positive and negative influence? I mean, everybody's so fucking different right now that it almost doesn't matter anymore. I mean, you can't... the stinking skunk off Space Jam 2. Pepe Le Pew. They're canceling him. Why is Pepe Le Pew canceled? Yeah, well, he might not be canceled. Maybe, okay. So, according to this article, let's go to the Washington Post. Or Snopes. I think it's a trash website from what I've never went on there personally, so sorry I shouldn't say that, but the word on the street. In which comedian says, all right, the Pepe reference resonated like a callback to a classic bit from Dave Chappelle's 2000 stand-up special, killing them softly, in which the comedian says that Pepe, whom he laughed at as a kid, later, through an adult lens, makes him realize what kind of rapist is this guy. What? So Pepe Le Pew's a rapist? Hold on. All right, let me find another article. I'm trying not to read these whole articles so I don't give y'all, whoever's listening, some dead air and just sitting here watching me read articles and talk about them. He started the first episode of Space Jam in 1996. Pepe Le Pew will now be showing up in the all upcoming theatrical sequel, Space Jam: A New Legacy, on July 16th. And Space Jam is one of the all-time great movies. I'm gonna add that. Remember when it first came out, and I was little watching it, and I just thought it was so badass that, one of my favorite players, Michael Jordan, and I was a big Tasmanian Devil guy too when I was little. I had a bunch of stuffed animals, I think. What year did Space Jam come out? Anybody guesses? Before I find it? Space Jam. 1997, so I was 11. No? I would have been, basically 11, but at that time I was 10. Okay, back to Pepe Le Pew. Bay's controversy in the wake of New York Times calling Charles slamming the cartoon character added to rape culture. What? Has left. So there was a shot. Oh, wait, hold on. Between. Deadline has learned that a hybrid live action animation scene between Jane the Virgin, actress Grace Santo, and Pepe Le Pew, shot back in June 2019, was left on the cutting room floor. There are no plans to have him appear in Looney Tunes. So he's kind of canceled. They're phasing him out. How do y'all feel about that? Does anyone else have issues? I mean, you're growing up and seeing some of these characters that you watched. I mean, I remember watching a bunch of Looney Tunes stuff when I was little. Now they're all just getting canceled. Was cut before the writer recently linked the character to rape culture. So the production source confirms that the scene was removed. Okay. Well, I wonder what the scene was that they're going to remove it. So who decides that the people making the movie, they can all of a sudden just say, no, that's what? They're probably just covering their ass, to be honest with you. I mean, let's think about this. So who's the latest person to get canceled? I don't even fucking know. But, so the movie comes out, Space Jam 2. Obviously, LeBron James, probably going to be rated PG, I would assume. But before any craziness backlash happens, that all of a sudden, no, let's go ahead and cut this part out. That'll save us some problems in the future. Probably a good idea, honestly. Not 100% on that, but I don't see why I wouldn't. I mean, what am I trying to say? I don't like it just because I've grown up with it, and, it's a cartoon character. Well, I mean, look at South Park. Look at all the crap they do. It's pretty fucking hilarious, though, but it's animated, and that's why they get away with 98%. 99. I guess they get away with all of it, because it's just half cartoon characters just talking. I mean, I guess they're cartoon. I guess you would call it cartoon. Same way with Family Guy. They said some fucked up jokes and stuff. I mean, they're hilarious, but it's all in good fun. It's just a cartoon. I mean, but somebody gets mad and decides they have to pull them down just because they were offended. I mean, hell. I mean, if that was the case, And growing up, I could have got a lot of people canceled. I don't know. It's almost just going too far. Maybe I should just stop talking about that. But man, canceling cartoon characters. I mean, why couldn't they just rewrite the scene that, okay, Pepe Le Pew is a skunk, obviously, that loves the ladies. And then, but he doesn't have to do it. I mean, I remember the first Space Jam, I don't think he did anything weird. That I would have said that was rape culture. In my opinion. Of course, I haven't watched Space Jam in probably who knows how many years, but Looney Tunes skunk Pepe Le Pew is bit adieu. I don't know. Though. Probably kind of losing my train of thought now, where I'm going with this, but yeah, I don't like it. Just put it in there. It's just a Looney Tunes guy. I mean, who's he going to be raping in Space Jam? I thought they're playing basketball. So, let's move on from that. What else can we talk about here? Starting to ramble, starting to lose train of thought. Don't know where to go from here. Maybe the next CrossFit Open workout. Anyone got any ideas want to send in? Remember, ShelerFever@gmail.com. Send it in. Speaking of movies, after I finish this, I'm going to go watch that, it's a new movie on Netflix. I Care a Lot. That's what it's called. I Care a Lot. For those who know how to type and read. Yeah. Hey, let's see. Let's read the description for you. Get y'all hyped up about it. A crooked legal guardian who drains the savings of her elderly wards meets her match when a woman she tries to swindle turns out to be more than she first appears. Ooh. Let's see what kind of rankings it's getting. Maybe this will just be a movie review podcast. That's just all I've been talking about the last 10 minutes. Going to the Rotten Tomatoes. Hit them up. I'm still here. Sorry. Typing, looking up stuff. Again, some people ask me when I'm doing these, even when I have a guest on, if we script these or how do we just come up with conversations, or I guess, or just ask them like, how do we sit down and just start talking? They're not scripted by any means. I just want to sit down and just start talking. I mean, if we go to a bar or a brewery, shout out Longway, like last night, we were talking about firefighters and police officers and if they make rookies wash their cars. And it came to me because I used to watch, David Spain on Fox, FX, not Fox. We used to watch it all the time in college. That's the only problem when I'm doing these. It feels like my mind goes crazy. Like I can't remember half the stuff I'm trying to think of when I start talking. David Spain. People are probably screaming here right now. David Spain. It was on FX. Burn Unit. No. David Spade. FX. No, not this past one. What the hell? That ain't even David Spade. God, I'm such an idiot. Dennis Leary. Man, see? IARY. Rescue Me. Thank you. Found it. All right. So, yeah, back in college, I think that show came out. When did that show air? 1987. If you want a good show, if you like Rescue Me or firefighter shows, hit that one up. Dennis Leary, Rescue Me. Original release, July 21st, 2004. So that would have been my first year of college. So yeah, I remember me and my roommates used to watch that. I think it came on Thursday nights. Good show. I think it's on Hulu right now if you want to see. I think during quarantine I went back through and watched them all. Good show. Shit, where was I going with that? Why did I look up Dennis Leary? Okay, I don't know. Why was I looking up Dennis Leary for that? Nobody knows. Talking about good shows, maybe? All right, so I Care a Lot. On Rotten Tomatoes, that's what I was talking about beforehand. People are probably screaming at the mic right now. Well, you idiot! Don't even remember what he said 5 minutes ago. Okay, well, of course, when I want to pull this up, I Care a Lot review. I can't find it. 80% on Rotten Tomatoes. Thank you. Finally, not bad. A thriller comedy, 2 hours long. Yeah, it's on Netflix. Give it a go. A psychological thriller bombards viewers with a ton of profane language. Oh no, they say bad words. What are we gonna do? Violence, a complete disregard of any sense of mortality. Here's another review, or not a review, another, I don't know, trailer. A shady legal guardian lands in hot water when she tries to bilk a woman who has ties to a powerful gangster. When she tries to bilk a woman, what is bike? B-I-L-K. Bilk, informal. Obtain or withhold money from someone by deceit or without justification. Cheat or defraud. Huh. Well, there you go. Word of the day, bilk. Bilk. One more time. What's that word? Bilk. Huh. Well, speaking of bilk, also last night, we were sitting at the brew, we were talking about how to launder money. While we were talking about this, we got on a Breaking Bad and Ozark tangent. And how if you watch the first couple episodes, he's like, I know how to do it. Yeah, you just take money, throw it in a dryer or washer, and clean it and put it in circulation. Hopefully my FBI agent is watching. Ain't watching right now. But people, if you don't get that, there's a lot of memes on Instagram when you're talking about illegal stuff or something shady, I guess. Very vague term, but your FBI agent will come on your phone and send you a text that says FBI agent and says hey, be wary. Or not be wary, but be careful, or we're watching. I don't know. I butchered that completely, like half this podcast, if you call this a podcast. Bilk. I remember talking about new words. When I was working in recreation and wellness at Radford, that every staff meeting, and this was not, I'm not shitting on this by any means, but what am I trying to say? That in our staff meeting that a person would have to have a word of the day, I guess. And it was almost back to vocabulary or spelling back in grade school. That, we would share a word that we would find on the internet randomly, and we would share it with the rest of our faculty and staff, or just staff, I guess, and everyone would have to try to guess the meaning of it without, obviously without knowing prior hand. I remember one word I brought to the meeting. I say that now. Yep, found. Okay, good. That I brought to the day or to the meeting. I would say, it'd be fun to actually say, hey, tweet at me I don't even know my Twitter name. I don't use it that much. Sheeler's no crack. Probably Chris Sheeler. That's the same thing as my Instagram. Do Instagram too. Twitter, Instagram, or hit the email up, SheelaFever@gmail.com. I would say that to do this, but if you knew what it was, but everyone's got a fucking Google box, so guess it would just take the fun out of it. But anyway, the word was cryptozoology, as a pseudoscience and subculture that aims to prove the existence of entities from the folklore records such as Bigfoot, the Chupacabra, or the Mokle Bembe. Cryptozoologists refer to these entities as cryptids, a term coined by the subculture. What the fuck is the Mokle Bembe? No, it's just the Loch Ness Monster. I wish I had the sort of dinosaur in the Congo. Sure. In cryptozoology, the Mokele, I'm butchering this word too. Mokele-MBEMBE is a water-dwelling entity that lives in the Congo River Basin. So it's not Loch Ness. Sometimes described as a living creature, sometimes as a spirit. It looks a lot like the Loch Ness. Yeah, so people, if you want to look this up, it looks like the fucking brontosaurus. Long neck and 4 legs with a tail. If you're up on your dinosaur culture. Clever girl. Jurassic Park reference. No, yeah. Jurassic Park 1 or 2? 2. I hope. But anyway, yeah. Yeah, we used to, where I was going with that, we used to come up with, everyone had to come up with a word. That was one of my, one time. Fucking nerd alert. Here's another word. Any Star Wars fans out there, if you remember, I used parsec. And so apparently now it's a computer application, but that's not what it is in Star Wars. So a parsec, a parallax second, is defined as 3.26 light years because of how it is measured. Earth circles the sun, making one complete orbit per year. Parsec is the distance, 3.26 light years. Wonder if that's astronomy.com. Alright, I need a drink. Man, throat gets fucking dry and starts to hurt a little bit from talking. I think for doing this first solo one where I'm talking this much, that, yeah, I guess my throat's getting overused compared to when I am doing conversations with other people and obviously giving them turns to talk. Or not a turn, but actually listening. You know, that is one thing that I say this, and I hope other people would agree with me, that when I am talking and conversing with people now, that I try not to talk just because I feel like I have to talk. You know, basically, I'm trying to listen to what they're saying, and that way, if I have something in return to throw back at them, fuck, I keep losing my train of thought. This is what I'm trying to say. My mind starts going in 14 different areas as I'm talking. So, yeah, so what I was trying to say is that when I'm talking, okay. When I'm conversing with somebody, that when they talk, I'm actually listening and trying to comprehend and understand. I guess that's the same word. Comprehend everything that they're saying all at one time. Excuse me. And then that way, when it's my turn to talk, I just don't say something random and stupid. I actually have an actual conversation with somebody. And that's what I'm trying to say. And that's one thing that I feel like I'm learning from doing these podcasts when I'm having somebody on the actually having somebody else on the podcast instead of just doing it solo dolo. That yeah, it's like, okay. They're speaking. We're doing a little dance. Listen to what they're saying. Now it's my turn to do my moves. Shake it like you just don't care. Uh. Shake it like a tail feather. So yeah, you make it that yeah. Then it's just a little dance that we do, and we go back and forth. And yeah, I know my mind usually goes in 15 or 47 different directions when we start talking, just because a lot of different stuff sparks up when I'm listening, and then when it's my turn, a lot of people don't really know what they're going to say next. Um, for example, me doing this whole, I don't know how long I've been talking right now, but um, when I start talking, I'm just barfing out words right now, and just going crazy. I had no idea where this was going to go and where this is coming from, but yeah, and I guess that's kind of how it is in the real world. Is that you just start talking, and that hopefully when you start, it's your turn to conversate or say your opinion or your rebuttal or whatever you want to call it. That you have something actual interesting to say, as opposed to okay, that's real cool. Later. I don't know. I hope y'all are getting what I'm trying to say there. But yeah, learning from this, learning to speak better. Hopefully, probably when I say that, probably people are screaming right now. Speak better. You've mispronounced 14 to 7 words. 14-7 words, exactly what I just said right there. Like that stupid Congo dinosaur I just looked up right there. I wonder if I can pronounce. I guess I can't get another Google. Is this it? Nope. Oh wait, here we go. Mokalium Bembe? Alright, Mokalium Bembe. There you go. I don't know. Look it up. Looks like a brontosaurus. Sometimes. Oh, yeah. Sometimes when I'm listening to other podcasts, I wonder if they get a break. No, I guess they talk, and then, I don't know. Then when they do their ad reads and stuff. Obviously, I'm not doing those quite yet. But maybe somewhere down the road. Who knows? Who knows? But let's switch gears back here. CrossFit open workout number 2 will be next Thursday. If you have any ideas or want to weigh in what you think it might be, hit me up. Find out. I'm wondering this year that if what do I want to say? That all of the workouts are going to be similar to the one that we saw this past Thursday and over this weekend. Exactly. What I'm trying to say is, no barbell. Really easy to do anywhere you can. I think we might see dumbbells for the next one. But I think, it's going to be limited equipment just because, obviously, of the whole COVID thing and all that good stuff. Yeah. Workout's going to be real simple. A lot of people I saw, I think Make Quad's great again, said something about this seems like an angry coach just came in and just wanted to create the worst warm-up they could for somebody. But, usually we get a new movement every year, obviously, in the open. And this year it was wall walks. Wouldn't have guessed that. I was telling some of the other bros at the gym that I think we might see triple unders. And for those wondering, I don't know if James and I talked about this before, but we're following CrossFit Lynchpin we're following their program right now, and that's Pat Sherwood is programming, which he used to be a big dog at CrossFit. Was he on the media team? Forgot who. I know he worked for CrossFit. I can't remember what he did actually. But we're following his program, and we were talking that in our program we do a few optional stuff at the end of each workout, and it was lately we had to do maybe a set of 15 and 200 double unders to finish off our days. And why are we doing so many wall walks and double unders? It's like, ooh, does he got a little inside information? What's going on with that? So, little conspiracy theory, little inside information. But you can take that as however you want it. I don't know. Does make you though wonder how weirdly that all just adds up like that. Oh, but also speaking of, let me go to that Instagram, baby. I'll say that and to stop talking. Dave Castro. So for those who don't know, Matthew Fraser, let me give you Google's definition of Matthew Fraser. Or I guess Wikipedia. Here we go. American professional CrossFit athlete competing from 2014 to 2020. Fraser's first and only person to win 5 CrossFit Game titles, winning the 2016 through 2020 CrossFit Games consecutively. So anyway, he was on Joe Rogan's podcast, and I haven't listened to the episode yet. Maybe tomorrow, just depending on how crazy I get. So anyway, apparently there's been a little disgruntled, a little heated action going on. So Dave Castro posted this. I haven't seen the podcast, but I have seen key clips that people have sent me, and I've read a lot of messages from disappointed CrossFit affiliates and CrossFit trainers. In due time, I'll address some of the statements made. So I was trying to find some of these statements. After 9 episodes of this podcast, and I truly believe this is how he feels, but ridiculous, embarrassing. Ridiculously and embarrassing seeing how somebody can show little respect for the sport and the community that made him who he is. During the 3-hour podcast, he trash talked about anything and everything about CrossFit, including at Dave Castro, L1, boxes, other competitors, methodology, training programs, people, nutrition, and on countless occasions he brought up many others, how others take PEDs, showing a pretty good knowledge about the issue and how even to cheat the system. Yes, he will try to sell his training program to CrossFitters. Well, he already is. He teamed up with Hybrid Performance. So every other athlete, I mean, he's won the last 5, and I think Fronin won however many he did, but he's selling his own programming. But I don't know what Joe Rogan's theory on CrossFit is right off the top of my head, but I don't think he's against it. But I do think that obviously he doesn't train that way, but I don't know. I'm gonna have to listen to what was said on here just to have a little bit more insight on it. But it's weird that when Mat Fraser would just go throw all of CrossFit just under the bus like that. It almost seems like how Jose Canseco did that too. Oh, sorry, stretching. I'm stretching. Oh, I felt good. Hey, wieners. That fuck. Oh yeah, Jose Canseco when he got caught with PEDs and he just kind of went off all on the MLB and then exposed so many other people taking steroids at the time, which I mean they are, but how many people? We've had these conversations too at the gym that there's got to be tons of people doing it at CrossFit too. Look, see right here. That yeah, I mean, so let's say Mat Fraser, he's not saying that he did do PEDs, but some of the top athletes who probably are money makers for the sport. I mean, would they turn their blind eye? Probably, to get a little extra income. Especially when last year around, was it around this time? When, Greg Glassman did his thing and what an email found and he had some racist comments or had some derogatory comments towards the female ladies. And almost thought he had to pretty much retire or quit, whatever you want to say, forced in retirement because of what happened. But then CrossFit recovered. Remember, because all these boxes, me and another friend were talking about it tonight, that so many boxes were, throwing up messages, we're going to cancel our affiliate, we're going to cancel this, we're not, But then after Glassman stepped down, they decided to keep it. Which, I'm not sure where I'm going with that. I'm still trying to read these comments and whatever happened, but... here we go. Here's another article from the Dave Castro. And those who don't know, Dave Castro is, I guess he was the head programmer for CrossFit. He was the CEO there for a minute until they found a new one. I don't know the new guy's name. See if we can't find out an actual title for the old Dave. Does Dave Castro own CrossFit? I don't know. He's basically the assistant CEO of CrossFit. So anyway, here's another thing on Instagram. This is just for if anybody wants to talk about their non-CrossFitters, want to know, it's a little happening right here. All right, Dave Castro at Matthew Fraser said that I published an article about him slipping. An article is timeless. It's a thoughtful record of a position. An article suggests an official statement. The problem is that never happened. I never put out an article. I made a quick verbal opinion comment on an IG live discussion with fans. I don't have a problem with Matt or anyone talking negatively about me. I have a problem with blatant lies as billions of people are watching. At Joe Rogan. Details matter, facts matter, the truth matters. RX Pro Shop. Talk shit, get hit. Well, I agree with that, but why is he atting Joe Rogan? I mean, I'm pretty sure Joe Rogan didn't tell him to come on here and talk shit about CrossFit. I think Joe respects all things fitness. I mean, he probably works similar. He works out similar. He does hits types of style workouts. So I don't think he would say, "Hey Matt, well, I need you to come on here and talk shit about CrossFit." Because what would Joe Rogan gain from that? Absolutely nothing. Dude's got $100 million just from having 5-hour podcasts with Duncan Trussell, smoking weed and pouring back whiskey. I don't know. I gotta listen to this more. So maybe the next episode after I listen to this, when I do if win, who knows? I do another solo dolo podcast. That I'll have more insight for you. And actually, when I listen to it fully, you can see exactly what was actually said on this. Or what Mat Fraser told Joe Rogan, Matthew Fraser. But if you've already listened to it, and if you want to go ahead, get at me on IG, theshelerfever@gmail.com. I want to get that email going so I can look at emails during these podcasts and answer questions. And also, just any other way. I mean, there's countless ways to contact me, and everybody knows those. I just looked at the clock again, and I think I want to end it here. Keep saying a lot tonight. Must be the whiskey talking. Okay, stupid. There I did it again. So anyway, yeah. We'll end it here. this is, not bad. Took a lot of cojones again for me to do this solo dolo. Yeah, write into me. Contact me if you got any insight on this Matthew Fraser, Joe Rogan thing, Dave Castor's dispute. Hopefully next time again, I'll talk a little bit more about it. When I have more insight and can weigh in better, besides just reading posts and stuff and can form my own opinion. That's one good thing. Also, I felt like these podcasts are coming from, that I can sit down and think about something more and actually form my own opinion. And because a lot of things, obviously, when I talk about on these podcasts come from what I hear on other podcasts. But I'm also able to kind of take up pearls and gems and think, okay, I like what he said or she said. She said, but the she sells. So, yeah. But yeah, that's where I like to go. Form my own opinion, then maybe talk a little bit about here and express it more. And that's one good thing about having other people to talk to, too, obviously, is that they can weigh in on your insights and that you're not married to a single idea. And it all works out. We can have a nice little civil debate, civil talk, and that's what the world needs in this time. Just a little bit more kindness. Sound really weird for saying it like that, but I think I'm going into there. So, thank you again for listening, for all these past episodes. If you've been listening, I truly, deeply do appreciate it. Those who have contacted me and gave me reviews, feedback, I appreciate all of it. I'm getting a lot out of this. Again, I'm very thankful to have people in my life like you, and for those who are listening again, thank you who are. And maybe we'll do this again. Maybe I'll do another solo one like this. We'll see. And I've probably already said this 14 times. But so if you don't like it, what's that show on HBO? Succession? Yeah, Succession on HBO is another good show. It's about a billionaire family on HBO Max if you have it. But almost the whole episode, all they're saying is "fuck off." So again, thank you if you like this. Maybe I'll do another one. We'll see where it goes. If you don't like it, fuck off. So we'll end it there. Health, love, and wealth, right? It's all things we need to strive for in this life. Okay. Good night. Sheila out, baby.